All right, the first thing you need to do is get your water to a rapid boil. You won't need to add salt to this because andouille sausage, the sausage that you're going to use, is pretty much going to have enough salt in it. You might have to do a minor adjustment, but let's not put any salt just to be on the safe side. So you'll go ahead and bring it to a rapid boil. You'll cook the penne pasta anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. Cook it al dente. Okay, and then while your pasta is cooking, you could be doing your veggies. You're going to do your veggies first, and then you're going to go ahead and do your chicken and your andouille, okay? But your chicken and andouille are going into the pan first. But let's get these done first. This way we don't have to cross-contaminate. We can do our veggies and then we can add our meats, but we can't add our chicken and then add our veggies unless we wash the cutting board. So we'll just go ahead and do it this way, be a little more efficient. We'll go ahead and start with the, and again, you can cut them any way you want. Small dice preferably. You can do any kind of cuts. If you want to do julienne cuts, you can do julienne. Whichever will work. And this right here is called the Holy Trinity when cooking Cajun food. Bell pepper, any kind of pepper, onion, and celery is called the Holy Trinity. As opposed to the mirepoix, which is celery, onion, carrot. This one's celery, onion, pepper. Then you finally have your bell peppers. Even these ends here you could use, okay? Alright, there are your cuts. You have your celery, onion, and your bell peppers. Now you can go into your chicken and your andouille sausage. Okay, so you have your andouille sausage. Basically, it's a Cajun andouille, okay? It's smoked with pork. Very flavorful. So if you want to do it, this is probably one of your best ones you want to use for any kind of Cajun cooking, the andouille. So we'll go ahead and cut it up any way you guys want, but I'm going to go ahead and cut half. You guys are going to use one link. Set that. And then your chicken, you want to cut them preferably in slivers. So like this, okay? You don't really want to do chunks. Again, there's that chance that it may not cook all the way, so if you cut them in little slivers, thin slivers, as opposed to big chunks like that, all right, you're going to get a better result, and then there's that chance that you may not cook it all. So if you cut them nice and thin, they cook faster, they're a lot more tender. So cut them in slivers. Any size, as long as they're thin. You can cut this in half if you want, and then just kind of cut each individual into slivers. Okie doke, you got your chicken there. And you've got all your components other than your heavy cream and salt and pepper to taste. Okay, so after about, like I said, anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, just check to see if it's cooked al dente. Go ahead and strain it. You can ice it if you want. Unless you have all your components ready, you can literally just keep it hot. And I'll go ahead and get this into a strainer. You might want to use some of your water as well. So reserve some of your water, and roughly about a half a cup. So reserve half. If you want to go straight cream, then don't save the water. But if you want it not to be as rich, then add a little water to it. You can see we have our pasta here. It's ready to go. So now we're ready to start cooking. All right, the next step is to get your garlic bread into the oven. I'm going to show you a little interesting, or a little tip to cook it a lot faster. You can do it under the broiler if you're doing it at home. You guys will just go into the oven and bake it anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. But I'm going to show you another way of doing it. If you're going to do this at home, it's a lot faster. So we'll cut the bread in half. Add your garlic butter to it. Make sure you get all those bits on the bottom. Lay it on. Okay, so we have the broiler on. As you can see, the lights up on the top. Okay, so that's the one that's going to heat it. So you want to go ahead, place that right on top. Okay, and then just watch it closely. You can close it, and again, if you have a timer, set a timer for like 2 minutes, and then check it, okay? Obviously, if you let it go too fast, it's going to burn really fast. But it takes around anywhere from 2 to maybe 4 minutes max. It just depends how crispy you want it. Okay, so we got it right here. If you take this out, and as you can see, and this is after 2 minutes. We got a nice crust on it. Okay, so it doesn't take long. Okay, so next thing you need to do, get your pan really hot. Add your oil, olive oil. Add your chicken first. You don't necessarily have to season it, because again, that andouille sausage has a lot of flavor, but if you want to season it, you can. It's just probably better not to, because it's a little salty. So just get your chicken nicely seared. You want to at least get a nice good brown before you add your andouille. Okay, so now once that you see that white at least halfway around it, you know it's halfway done. You want a nice beautiful brown color. Okay, turn them over. This is what you're looking for. Then add your andouille. You want a nice brown color on your andouille as well. To get that going. Again, you don't necessarily have to add any garlic. The andouille has garlic in it, lots of garlic, lots of Cajun spices, cayenne pepper. It's got salt, it's got all granulated onion, it's got garlic again, toss, stir, whatever. Then add your veggies. And all you're doing with the veggie is sweating, okay? So let's get this going. This gives it a lot of color, a lot of flavor. Just enough that your veggies start to sweat, then you can start to add your heavy cream. your water, your pasta, and then you're going to reduce it down to sauce consistency. Okay, at this point, you're ready to go. Your veggies are sweated. Add your pasta, and if you wait a little too long, then add a little oil to it or water. So this is barely, again, you guys are going to probably make a little bit less than this one. I'm going to add actually add some water to it. We'll get that all mixed in. And then we'll add the cream. And we want to get this going first. And then we're going to finish it off with some Parmesan cheese. So this is probably a little too much for the pan, quite honestly. We're going to add some heavy cream to it. We'll add all of this. And this will be reduced. I'm going to add a little water to this because there's still some left over in there. And then shake it. And there we go. So what's going to happen is the pasta releases some of the starch, the heavy cream reduces down, so you should have a sauce consistency. So it shouldn't be too runny. And then you're also adding Parmesan cheese. You got to add salt and pepper to this to taste. Remember, this has andouille in it, so andouille has a lot of good flavors. It's hot, it's spicy. It's got kind of salty flavor to it, so just keep that in mind. So you want to let this reduce at least probably until, like again, sauce consistency anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. Get it all incorporated in there. Okay, at this point it's beginning to reduce, as you can see. It's starting to get sauce consistency. Again, we're going to add Parmesan cheese to it as well. So at this point now, you're going to add your salt and pepper into it. Again, a little at a time. We're going to go fresh cracked black pepper. Then we're going to toss. At this point, we can go ahead and add our Parmesan cheese. Fresh Parmesan. Again, that will also thicken it up some more. Make sure you toss it well. And ladies and gentlemen, this is completed. You have a nice, beautiful sauce consistency, as you can see. Turn it off. Do any final adjustments with the salt and pepper if needed. All right, and for the plate up, make sure you get, again, try to work clean, but again, you'll eventually will clean the edge of your plate. You want to give it some height. And there you go.